Hey y'all, and welcome back to the World History Project. I'm Wood Boyles, and today we're looking at globalization. So, what is globalization? When did it begin, and why do we care? Over the past century, people in different parts of the world have gotten closer and closer together because technology like telephones, airplanes, and the internet. Ideas and news now move rapidly from one place to another. Our lives have become more and more intertwined for much of the same reasons, and our economies have become reliant on each other. The term globalization really developed to discuss those economic connections. In economic terms, globalization describes the process by which production and distribution have become worldwide in scale. Think about the things you own and where they're made. Some of the most complicated items you own, like your cell phone, are probably made from rare metals, mined in Central Africa, and also from plastics made in Mexico. Then they're assembled in South Korea or China. The company that makes them might be headquartered in Finland or Japan or the US. But if it's a publicly owned company, and most of them are, it has shareholders or investors from around the world. And still, it manages to get its product in a store near you. Or it's sold to you through the internet mega store where it'll be on your doorstep the very next day. All you have to do is push a button, or is it swipe? But even simpler things like the food you eat or the shirt on your back may have a long supply chain reaching through 4 or 5 countries. All those connections mean that people, countries, and their economies are deeply interlocked with each other financially. That's why when one economy has problems, all the others might also develop problems. In the last 30 years, global economic downturns have been sparked by things like too much debt in East Asia, or by a decline in the U.S. housing market. Now, a global recession or even depression may be caused by COVID-19. That's something that is linking us all together now. But globalization goes back a lot further than just the past few years. The Great Depression in the 1930s started with a stock market crash in the United States, but affected most of the world's big economies. Another global recession happened back in 1874, and we can chart the connections of the world's markets way back to the 16th century when silver from the Americas, sent to Spain, found its way to China and India in exchange for silk, ceramics, and other goods. For now, though, we are focused on the recent past. As national economies have become more and more linked, globalization has become more and more important to how people actually lived. So in that light, here's 2 big questions historians are asking about today. The first question is, just how complete is globalization? How much have we all come to live similar lives, tied together with similar ideas about how the world should be? Are we all as globalized as everyone else? And have we become globalized in the same ways? The second question is super relevant to today. Is globalization a good thing? Is it making our lives better or worse? Or maybe the results are mixed? We're going to address these big questions in the videos this week, but I want you to really think about how much your life is being affected by globalization. Speaking of which, globalization is our word of the day. It's the process or idea of the world becoming more like that of a single nation with one shared economy and one shared culture rather than separate, distinct countries. Today I want you to read Introduction to Globalization in Lesson 7.5 on Khan Academy. Begin to think about those 2 questions. How has globalization affected us all? And is globalization a good thing? After you've read, answer this question in your historian's journal. How has globalization changed in the past few months? The global outbreak of COVID-19 has shown us how interconnected the world really is. What changes have you seen in that global network since the outbreak of COVID? Are people traveling more or less? Do you think people are buying more or less? And where are the things we're buying coming from? Are they from closer to home or further away? I'll see you next time.